This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
In weather alert as rain continues to fall all across the bi-state area. We're going to take a live look at eastbound Interstate 270 in North County and at the radar. And you can see some wet spots on the roads there. Of course, the windshield wipers are going, and remember the spray from the cars and the trucks. It can really be tough out there. Good morning, everybody. Needless to say, it's a Monday. You could probably tell. December the 4th, I'm Randy Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. We just want to say thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be catching us on 5+ this morning. Good idea to be watching us this morning as, Paul has been telling us to slow your roll.
Slow your roll.
Slow your roll. And that he's been talking about this cold rain.
Yes, cold rain. No freezing, no icing this morning. This is not a winter event by any means, even though it is December. We've had thunder this morning, believe it or not, so it's more of a springtime event. But the ponding on the roadway, that is the concern this morning because, of course, it's still dark. You're flying along and you think, oh, it's just a normal, regular old day. Well, not the case because, again, this rain has been heavy in spots and especially north of St. Louis on that 67 drive from Carrollton to Jerseyville. There's been this batch of rain that's just set up for the last 2 hours. I'm guessing somewhere between 1 to 2 inches of rain has fallen from this particular location, and so this could be where the worst of the weather is now. We don't have any sensors, unfortunately, through this stretch, so if you're watching, you're a weather watcher, or you have a rain gauge at home, to snap a pic, show me what it looks like there, because again, we got a kind of a little bit of a hole when it comes to our gauges all across the bi-state. And again, you can see across southern Missouri, showers still coming on down, even the case for the St. Louis metro area. This rain will wrap up between 7 and 8 o'clock for most of us, and then the rest of the day is just cool, mostly cloudy, highs in the 40s. All right, we've been doing all right on the roads this morning, but let's check in with Paul Cook, because usually it's this time of day when the volume builds and, well, you lose that room for error, if you know what I mean.
Great point. If you're not fully, there and present on the roads, you could have an error and a situation that you don't want to have. So just go a little bit slower if you can. It's Yucksville out there, that's for sure. We're looking at the big map, though. Really, no incidents yet. Of course, it's only 6:01. We want to make sure you get there safely. But if you have to be somewhere at 6:30, 7 o'clock, you should be fine. Just go a little bit slower. Some lights on flash here. 55 at 61. That is down in Festus. Let's go outside right now, too. Our storm tracker is out and about at 367 here. This is Eric cruising around on Storm Tracker, and I think this is an interesting look at the conditions because we are still seeing, as Anthony's been talking about, up north, those raindrops continue to fall. But overall, I think you can handle this. But happy morning, happy Monday morning. It's not too fun. We'll have more traffic coming up soon, Michelle.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. And we just want to remind everyone, you can get the latest weather first forecast by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355. And we also want to see your storm photos. You can send them to us at the same number.
Right now, we continue to follow a developing situation out of St. Charles County this morning.
We know that a man is dead after a police-involved shooting, and our Holden Kerwicki is joining us live outside of the O'Fallon, Missouri Police Department with where it started. Good morning, Holden.
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Rennie. This whole incident started around 7 o'clock last night when someone shot out the clock tower outside of City Hall in O'Fallon, Missouri. Now, at this time, the information about the suspect hasn't been released as police continue their investigation, but here's what we can tell you at this hour. Now, according to a police spokesperson in O'Fallon, officers tried to stop that car involved in that initial shots fired call, but the driver refused, instead leading them on a pursuit. That chase ended near Spring Court in the Royal Oak subdivision, which is where the shooting happened. At this time, police aren't saying who fired that fatal shot or if the suspect fired at the officers, but they are calling this an officer-involved shooting and say there is no ongoing threat to the surrounding area at this time. Now, though this situation actually started here in O'Fallon, the shooting took place out in St. Charles County, so the St. Charles Critical Incident Team is handling this investigation. Reporting live in O'Fallon, Missouri, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
Thanks so much, Holden. Right now, St. Louis police are working to find the shooter in the city's most recent homicide on Interstate 55. It happened yesterday afternoon just south of downtown. Officers found a man inside his silver Toyota in the southbound lanes near 7th Street. Police have not released his identity or details on what led to the shooting. In a few hours, leaders around the St. Louis region will meet to talk about new ways to reduce crime. The learning sessions are being led by crime experts from the University of Maryland. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones and St. Louis County Executive Dr. Sam Page are working to develop a regional crime strategy. That meeting starts at 9 o'clock this morning. Also, overnight, we took a deeper dive into some crime statistics for St. Louis City and the county. Right now, the city has seen a dip in homicides. There's been 146 this year, which is actually down 20% from last year. Over in St. Louis County, there's been 71 homicides. In 2022, there were 77 homicides at this time.
In about 24 hours, we're expected to get an update on how things are going inside the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office. Tomorrow marks 6 months since Gabe Gore was appointed after former Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner resigned. Gore will share the report at 10 o'clock in the morning inside the Carnahan Courthouse.
Right now, an alert for people who use the Metro link. There are some changes now in effect, and it will impact your morning commute. Mercedes McKay is joining us live from Fairview Heights with the shift in the schedule. Good morning, Mercedes.
Good morning, Michelle. Yes, this will be a big change for riders, but one that officials believe that they'll be pleased with because this new operating plan comes after complaints following a pilot program that Metro actually launched in October. That's why officials tell me they believe this new operating plan will improve safety and efficiency. Metro Transit was actually testing out single car trains after crime plagued the transportation system, specifically in the back cars. But riders made it clear that's not what they wanted after complaining about crowds and difficulty during rush hour. That's why starting today, 2-car trains will operate on the red and blue lines on weekdays. Then after 8 p.m. and on weekends, Metrolink riders will only be able to board the front train car since the rear will be closed. Metro Transit officials believe the changes are best for safety and their customers.
It's back to business as usual. You know, when you're riding during rush hour and we need that extra space, it'll be there. So you don't have to worry about not being able to get on. So I think it will free our customers up to enjoy our services as they did in the past.
Officials told me that they believe this will be the best of both worlds. Now, there are some exceptions for when they will open back those back cars up. I'll get into those in our next half hour. Live in Fairview Heights, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
That's what's kind of interesting.
All right, let's check our weather first forecast. And this morning we've been telling you all about this weather alert that involves rain and heavy rain in spots. This is more like a springtime event. Even though it is December, we've had thunder mixed in, and that's moved out towards parts of the Illinois-Indiana border. But Mount Vernon, even through parts of St. Louis earlier, those lightning and thunderbolts were heard and felt and seen on the radar. The radar is estimating 1 to 2 inches of rain here from Carrollton to Jerseyville. Be careful on 67 if you travel that route this morning. Otherwise, it's spotty rain. Still, we'll have this between about 7 and 8 o'clock this morning, and the futurecast shows all of this clearing away by then. So the next few days, we will have sunshine. Temperatures actually climb nicely. Look at Thursday, up to 62 degrees. We'll take a peek at the rest of the week. That's coming up, guys.
It's the hardest thing a parent has to deal with, losing a child. After the break, a warning from one area mother after her son died from a fentanyl overdose.
And plan for patience, the upcoming road projects for St. Charles drivers and the improvements they'll soon see.
As we head to break, getting a live look at Eversville, where, yeah, it's wet over there too. We want to see those pics of your neighborhood if you can, and, you know, take these pictures safely. Just keep your weather photos coming in. Just send them to 314-425-5355.